Hi, comic book lovers. It's Dawn, and you're watching Comics at Dawn. So, today we're going to talk about a new comic that just came out. It's Dream Team Issue 2. I got a variant cover of it. I'm pretty sure it's cover B, it's the Sweeney Boo cover. But on the inside, you can see cover A. So, a lot happened in this issue, and I'm so glad about it because if you watched my review about issue number 1, not a lot happened, really. Like, some stuff happened, but not a lot. But so much happened, I'm actually gonna, flip page by page and we'll talk about, what happened. Because it was a lot. I totally missed this. Somehow, I didn't see it. My poster it fell. So, I ain't redoing this video. So, oops, but it's back intact. If you like this comic and you read it, drop a comment below and let me know what you thought about it. But let's get into what happened. So, when we're on the first page, Bizarro is messing some things up, some people, and they thought it was insurgents, but it turns out it was soldiers of the Gamorrean people. So Bizarro just took them out, and Clock King, he's there, and so is Black Alice. And Clock King, he's kind of like, I knew this was gonna happen. We got, tricked. And they're like, why didn't you tell us? And he's like, well, this little bomb in my neck kind of convinced me otherwise. I'm trying to stay alive. Because, if he would have told everybody, the whole squad, Amanda's actually tricking us. We're not here for what she said we're here for. Yeah, Amanda would have been like, that would have been the end of Clock King. So he was smart for not telling everybody, I guess. And he's smart for, realizing what was happening before it happened. So Clock King's a genius. One thing I will say about Clock King, whenever I was reading this part, I can't lie, I had to read it 4 or 5 times. One thing I recently learned is comic books are supposed to be at a 7th grade level. Obviously, that way everybody can enjoy it, everybody can read it. And I kind of got confused, trying to read what Clock King was saying, because it was just to me, it seemed like Nicole Maines, the writer, wanted Clock King to sound super smart. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it was kind of she looked up a bunch of words, opened up a dictionary and picked out 5 words and was like, I need to fit all of these into this sentence. I don't know, did you guys feel that way? Because I'll put up a little part of what I'm reading so you can follow along with me and see what I'm saying. Because to me it was just word vomit. It was just a lot of big words, and I was I'm trying to think and use my brain, and it's just not doing so well. But it reads, the Bizarro clone's compulsion for destruction, coupled with his unshakable, if misaligned, moral compass, spearheaded us directly to our mission's objective. The control center for the impenetrable dome shield protecting the island. That is, of course, only after Black Alice goaded him into action through her inspired, if needlessly cruel, outburst of youth. And while the structural integrity of the door behind us won't hold for much longer, ultimately that is of little consequence. Once I read it a couple of times over and over, I understood what he was saying, but it took me a couple of times to read it. I had to read that page over and over and over and over and over again because I was like, what is he trying to say? I'm so confused. But I figured it out eventually. But I was just, sometimes I get aggravated reading comics because I'm like, why can't this just be simple, it's on the page and I can read it and follow along. Stop with the big words. I get it, Clock King, he's probably supposed to be super genius or something, but gosh, too many big words in that for me. But anyway, so they're in the control room and there's that big dome, And there's a shield, protecting the island of Gamora. So Amanda wants the shield gone. So there's like this little lever, and pew, you can, open up the shield or take the shield down. Shield's no longer there. Anybody can go into Gamora, anybody can leave Gamora. So that's what Amanda wanted. But what Clock King was trying to say is a whole lot. Like, basically, everything's going as planned. And then he's talking about if Dreamer is at all worth her salt, the precognitive will like, oh my gosh, I don't like Clock King. Too much for my brain. Whenever I read comics, that's the time that I'm wanting my brain to be shut off and I'm just enjoying a comic. Like, I don't know, that's just like my enjoyment time, my like, woo, this is fun, I'm reading, I'm not thinking. No, I'm having to use all my brain power trying to understand Clock King, like. But anyways, that's not really all that important. I'm sure other people are like, it's not that big of a deal. But to me it was. Like, I just want to be able to read it and go on. So, if Dreamer is at all her worth her salt, the precognitive will have by now discovered our mission's true objective to make way for Amanda Waller. And given she is both heroically inclined and youthfully exuberant, it is safe to assume that when she does arrive, she won't knock. And she didn't knock. Dreamer comes in like, pew, and she's got like something coming out of her hand. She's like, pew, pew. So, okay. That's crazy. So she's like, get away from the control panel. Because she's a hero. She's not trying to help Amanda Waller. The whole reason why she's even on the Suicide Squad team is because Amanda's threatening Dreamer's like alien refugee home. So Dreamer's just trying to keep sure her home's safe by doing what Amanda wants. But now Dreamer's had like this realization of, I can't do this anymore. I must save people and be a hero. But Clock King and Bizarro, Black Alice, they're like, whatever. You're not no better than us. Like, let's just do this mission and go on about our lives. Like, Harley's with Dreamer. I thought that was what's gonna happen, because Harley, she's got bad and good in her. So I could see her, like, teaming up with Dreamer. So she's behind Dreamer with, like, her hammer, like, prepared do whatever she's got to do, but she's like, hey guys, stop shooting at us, we're all on the same team. And then Harley's like, well, screw it. And now everybody's like kind of fighting. Clock King, he's not trying to be a hero, he's just trying not to die. He's got that little thing in his neck. Everybody on the Suicide Squad has that little thing in their neck where if they do something bad, Amanda could go boom, and that's the end of them. So Clock King, he just goes up to that little thing and goes, pshh. Now there's no shield on this island, so anybody can go into the island now. And Amanda, she reaches into Deadeye, her nephew, and he it's like, oh yeah, the dome's shield, it's all good. But Bizarro and Dreamer end up getting into a little fight, and Bizarro's like choking her, and Dreamer escapes through the dream realm. She's no longer there. So Amanda's like, I'm only seeing this amount of dots. Where's, who is it, Dreamer? She's gone. Now, Amanda didn't, I was like, I thought that's what happens if you go against the team. But for whatever reason, Amanda's deciding to keep Dreamer alive. She's like, nope, not killing you apparently. Pew. Bizarro's like, where'd Dreamer girl go? Me too, that's how I talk. Maybe I understand Bizarro the best. That's not saying good on my half. But Clock King, I couldn't understand him, but I can get behind Bizarro. Clone Bizarro. But anyways, so Amanda lands in the island of Gamora, and guess who's mad? Her nephew. He's storming up to her, and the soldiers that are with Amanda, they're like, And she's like, no, he won't do anything. And he's like, actually, I might. Why did you lie to me? Yada, yada, yada. Well, Amanda didn't like all this. Now he's on a tighter leash, she says. And she calls him out and is like, nothing goes on without me knowing, because whew, he was trying to put together a little team in not this comic book series, but Beast World Waller Rising. I didn't read that. Next time I go to the comic book store, I'm going to have to pick that up and check it out. But apparently in that issue, he was putting together a team and they were going to like Amanda. I don't know if I'm completely right. I'm just going off of what I'm getting out of this number 2 issue of Dream Team Suicide Squad. Because like I said, I haven't read Beast World Waller Rising. I did read all the other stuff of Beast World. I just didn't read the extra, issues of it. But I'll have to pick up Waller Rising next time I go to the comic book store. If you guys read that, did you like it? I'll have to check it out. But Waller, she's like, nothing goes on without me knowing about it. Like, now you're on a tight leash, Deadeye, even though you're my nephew. And he even was like, you're not family. You're... Amanda slapped him. Like, crazy. So then everybody gets sedated, except for Bizarro. So Amanda's like, I actually have another plan for you, another mission. Do you guys know what happened? Oh, so sad. So Superman son, John Kent, had his own series, and I need to read it. I haven't actually read it, but it seems like this Suicide Squad Dream Team has a lot to do with Son of Kal-El. I think I heard somewhere that this is like a continuation of that series, so I'll have to check that out. If you read Son of Kal-El, did you enjoy it? Because I'm going to have to read it now. It seems like a lot of stuff that happened there has to do with this comic. Because Jay, how do you say, what's his last name? I just looked it up because I didn't know how to say it. Let me find, because Amanda talks about him somewhere. You have to get the, and I don't want to say it wrong. Nakamura, frick. I looked it up on purpose because I didn't want to say it wrong. Superman's boyfriend, Jay. Him and his mom is the president of Gamora, from my understanding. Jay is from Gamora, and for some reason Amanda Waller is like, we gotta get Jay, can't have the narrative getting away from us before everything's in place. So it looks like we're going to be seeing Jay maybe in the next comic on number 3. And if you remember in issue 1, we actually seen like John Kent like in the little mirror as it shattered. So maybe we'll see him as well, because I would imagine he'd come save his boyfriend, like, please. And in this comic, it shows Jay's mom, and Jay's on the phone with his mom, and it looks like she's in her office. And basically it seems like he's on the phone with her, and she's like kind of telling him like, you need to go into this hiding place, the place we talked about. And then all of a sudden, bam, and he's like, Mom, what was that? Mom? And the mom's like, who are you? What are you? And at first she thought it was Superman. She's like, Superman? No. And it wasn't your Superman. It was Clone Bizarro. And I think Clone Bizarro might have killed Jay's mom. So, oh no, did Jay's mom just die? Like, Bizarro straight up pushed her out of a window, and it looked very high up from my understanding, unless maybe John Kent like pshoom and grabs her, and maybe he saves her in the next comic, because oh no, Jay's mom. So that's not good. Bizarro is doing Amanda's dirty work, that's for sure. So yikes. And then later on in the comic, like I'm saying, so much happened in this comic, so that's great because not a lot happened in number 1. So number 2 is just full with event after event after event. Like over here, we see Amanda, she's like in her work office and she's falling asleep. But on the TV, it's like the news playing. And do you know what they're talking about? They're talking about Homer's dream. Homer's dream. I just messed that up. Dreamer's home. Her alien refugee home. They're talking about it on the news. And people are scared. People are not happy. And they're like, well, we didn't know about this. What else is the government hiding? Like, a lot. A lot in comics and in real life. But, anyways, so that's not good. People are just scared of like things that they don't know, aliens. Like, I'm sure they're nice people. I don't know anything about them, but Dreamer, she's a hero, so I would imagine that they are as well. So Amanda's asleep in her office, and in the next few pages, we see her with her husband. But it's not reality, it's a dream. So her husband's name is Joseph, and her and Joseph are talking. He's like, "You're late." And they're talking a little bit about work. And he's like, "The woman I married would not be okay with all this." So Amanda's husband, Joseph, he isn't around anymore. I didn't know anything about him until I read this comic and got a little nosy and interested. So it turns out Amanda Waller was married to somebody named Joseph Waller, and they had 5 children together. Now, sadly, somebody named Candyman essayed their daughter. And so Joseph, her father, decided to go and get revenge for his daughter. And doing so, him and Candyman both died in the gunfire. Now, Amanda's other son, not other son, because I'm screwing up. So Amanda's daughter got essayed, and then her husband died. Also, Amanda's son was shot and robbed. So Amanda decided to take her 3 children that were left and move them and try to start a better life for them. And she ended up being able to put her children through college and started the Suicide Squad later on. So that's a really sad little background history, but I didn't know it and got interested in who's Joseph Waller. So I looked that up, and if you didn't know, now you know. I'm pretty sure I got that 100% right, but if I didn't, correct me in the comments. So that was sad, and Dreamer is the one that made Amanda, I think, had this little dream. So Dreamer is like kind of in Amanda's dreams and not teasing her with her past, but definitely trying to open up Amanda's eyes and be like, you know, your husband wouldn't want you to be like this. Like, Amanda wakes up and she's just kind of like, "I'm gonna be Amanda Waller, you can't change me." And Dreamer just keeps trying to be like, "Come on, you can do it, you can change." And Amanda's like, "No." So I think Amanda's just always gonna be Amanda Waller, and I just don't understand why Amanda being Amanda hasn't just clicked that button and pew, Dreamer. I don't know, she's maybe keeping her around because she thinks that maybe later on she can control Dreamer and get her to do what she wants. But I don't think that's going to happen, like, whatsoever. So I think we're just going to be seeing Amanda versus Dreamer. I say Harley will continue to be on Dreamer's team. Bizarro, I assume, will be, you know, Amanda's team because he's already doing all this dirty work for her. Clock King, he's trying to stay alive. He's going to stay with Amanda as well. Black Alice, I don't know. I don't know too much about her. Do you guys think she's going to be on the good team or the bad team? But let's keep talking about what goes on in this comic because it is a lot. So we have Dreamer. Oh, yeah. I'm so glad I'm going page by page because a lot happened in this comic book. So Amanda's trying to show Dreamer, like, I'm doing all this because I'm trying to save the world. Like, here's what happens, like, in all these different Earths, alternatives. Superman ends up deciding that the world is his and he takes over, and all the people that supported him, he went pew, with his little laser vision, like everybody's gone. It's Superman's world now. So Amanda's thinking that's what's gonna happen, I assume, and that's why she's doing all of this, I guess. She's trying to save the world, she says. I don't believe her. But whatever you say, Amanda. After Amanda tells Dreamer, yeah, this is what's gonna happen. This is what I'm trying to save and fix. Superman's gonna take over the world. Well, Dreamer's trying to punch Amanda, but it's a dream, so Amanda just opens up her eyes and is like, we're done here. And she goes on about, her life continuing to try to save the world, she says. She takes some little medicine that literally says keep awake on the bottle, so it seems like Amanda's going to be busy in the next few issues. So that's what happened. A lot. Seems like the team is now divided, good and bad. But do you guys think the next issue it's going to be having Jay in it? Maybe John Kent? Like, I would like to see that. I need to definitely read John Kent, Son of Kal-El. Maybe I'll do that, but, well, I have plenty of time. This just came out. I have a whole month. So I guess that's what I will be reading very, very soon. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, what does Amanda want with the city of Gamora? Like, I don't know. I want to know, though. There's only, let's see, we're on issue 2. There's 6 of them, so we got 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we still got quite a few issues left, so a lot can happen. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I'm excited to see. And like I said, this comic had a lot going on in it. I definitely liked it better than the first one, because the first one just didn't have that much going on, like at all. So this one was definitely better in that area. I enjoyed it. It was interesting. I don't understand why Amanda put them things in the Suicide Squad's neck if she's not going to use it. Like, Dreamer obviously isn't trying to help you. She's obviously trying to convince you to do the right thing. So, you being your little villainy self, Amanda, why don't you go kaboom? I guess we'll see. Maybe she thinks she can continue to, like, use that blackmail of Dreamer's home on her. But, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but we will see. So, I liked this comic. It was good. Like I said, a lot happened, so it was a thumbs up for me. But let me know how you guys thought the comic was, if you enjoyed it. But that's all for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.